How could a flourishing era suddenly turn to ruin in just a few seasons? Over 3,200 years ago, the Mediterranean and Near East were the heart of an ancient globalized region, where mighty empires like Egypt, Hittites, Mycenae, and Babylon thrived. But by 1177 BCE, everything collapsed. Cities burned to ashes, languages vanished, iron gradually replaced bronze, and civilization stepped into a dark age lasting centuries. What happened? What thirst stole the life from that dynasty? To understand, we must rewind time. Back to the beginning. As the name suggests, the Bronze Age was when people first touched this material, turning it into tools to build a world of their own with smelting skills. This durable, sharp material became widely used for weapons, tools, and jewelry. Archaeological evidence shows the Fertile Crescent saw profound changes in human development, shifting from nomadic life to settled farming. Urban centers rose, societies stratified, and writing systems emerged. As demand surged, mining, ore refining, and trade networks expanded rapidly. This golden age birthed historic wonders, the pyramids in Egypt's desert, magnificent temples spanning 3 dynasties, and the wheel and cuneiform writing in Uruk's era in Mesopotamia. Amid this fervor, the Akkadian Empire was born, followed by other innovations, like the Assyrian Empire, New Kingdom Egypt, Babylon, Hittite Empire, Mycenae, and Minoans on Crete. Yet, this glory didn't last. Around 1200 BCE, the Bronze Age entered a rapid decline, and within decades, nearly everything collapsed. Only Egypt survived, though weakened. But what drove it all to the brink? The first clues came from a discovery at a site along the Mediterranean coast in modern-day Syria. There, a clay tablet letter from the king of Ugarit to Cyprus described enemy forces burning cities. With Ugarit's infantry away, the kingdom was defenseless. A final message recorded its dire state. The army was decimated, but Ugarit wasn't alone. Cyprus was invaded around the same time. Its coastal cities burned, inland settlements abandoned. Greece fared no better. Mycenaeans faced internal strife, with fire scars and weapons showing brutal battles where defenders failed. Other cities showed uprisings toppling kings. In Anatolia, conditions were worse. All major cities were destroyed, especially along coastlines. This sudden collapse remained an enigma. Historians knew it happened, but not how or why. In the late 19th century, Egypt's sands unveiled shocking clues, appending theories. A stele at Medinet Haber, inscribed by Ramses III, depicted total destruction by the Sea Peoples. Not from one nation, but a coalition from Sicily, Sardinia, Crete, and the Aegean coast. Some came from the west, united by a drive to leave, bringing families and faith on large ships. They sailed to new lands. Few could resist. The answer to their power, the horse-drawn chariot. Initially for nobles, it became the backbone of armies, with skilled archers dominating battlefields. Combining speed, range, and firepower, no vehicle could face them. Like the SMS Dreadnought rendering fleets obsolete, chariots roared ancient wars. But glory came at a cost. Breeding and training horses required rare resources and skill. Weapons and armor needed intricate craftsmanship, supported by infantry for protection. The Sea Peoples shattered this order with mobile strikes, turning chariots into prey. Defenders were pierced from behind, facing defeat. Egypt, the last bastion, saw allies fall. At Medinet Haber, archers and wooden barriers replaced chariots, ready to fell intruders. The entire infantry was deployed, every meter an ambush site, defeating the Sea Peoples. The stele shows their capture, though Egypt paid a heavy price at the Nile's mouth. Trade networks collapsed, becoming the key for scholars to trace the true cause. All relied on bronze tin alloy. Without it, weapons grew brittle, technology regressed. Tin mining made Cyprus a hub, but scarcity from Anatolia to Afghanistan threatened survival. A small Hittite-controlled mine and distant sources made supply precarious. Grueling journeys and rare Cornish mines couldn't sustain the tin-dependent world. Success brought riches, but a disruption in tin distribution toppled the metal industry. Sea Peoples' raids were the final straw, toppling empires in a stagnating system. Each raid halted trade, spreading weakness and despair as powers fell. But were unseen forces at play, the region might have teetered on collapse. Experts suggest earthquakes and the climate crisis forced migrations and city destruction. Greece suffered worst, with sediment data revealing a severe environmental shift. The Eastern Mediterranean suffered more, with Cyprus facing dire conditions. A Hittite plea for grain and Imar's warning highlighted a survival crisis. This wasn't a single blow, but accumulated drops, amplified by erratic weather and famine. Parched lands seeded starvation, emptying cities into ghost towns. Scarce resources sparked conflict, and nameless armies from the sea landed. Civilizations were swept away, with no one left to rise again.